Hi everybody, Beatle Dave. Today we're going to be looking at a Beatles box set. It is a CD box set. It's something that I've been after for years. It's actually the Beatles in mono. I do know what I've bought, but what's got me is I'm actually amazed at the sound quality on it. The sound quality is absolutely amazing. It really is amazing. I've listened to some of the albums today downstairs on my Blu-ray player, and it's sort of like blown me away. This box set usually goes for around the £300 to £500 mark on CD. If you want it on vinyl, or as we call them in the UK, LP records or LP albums, the box set goes for £1,000 plus. I can't justify paying £1,000 for something that basically I'm only going to play a handful of times because I've got all the original LPs. The CDs, on the other hand, I always thought, well, it'd be nice to have the CDs anyway, because, like, you know, I am getting back into CDs now. And like, again, this usually goes for the £300 to £500 mark. I didn't pay anywhere near that for this, but I must admit, I do know what it is. I haven't been duped. I do know it's a fake. But the purpose of this video is to actually give it a quick review and tell you what I think about it, and I've paid a fraction of what I would pay for the normal CD box set. Like I say, I haven't been duped. I've watched a few videos where people have bought this unofficial box set or this fake box set, but then they're moaning that it doesn't look right or something. But surely if you're paying, you know, a fraction of what you should be paying, you know, you should probably know what you're going to be getting. That's my thoughts on some of the videos I've seen. If you've been, you know, if you paid a lot of money and you get this, then fair enough, you are okay to moan. This is, I mean, it did come in this little box. It did come in the outer things and everything as well. It was sealed and everything when I got it. So I have watched a few videos, so I do know that there's a few different versions of this. Even this fake, if I can get it out of the box. And I always thought these were from China, these fakes, which there could be. This is the box set. So, you know, it does actually look quite convincing there, doesn't it? Yes, okay, the apple has been cut off slightly at the bottom, which is a giveaway apparently. But the Beatles there, the back has got the track list and everything on it, same as the UK version, or the original version. Now I'm going to show you this, and then at the end I'll tell you what I've paid for it. But like I say, it has actually blown my mind away. It came in the week when I was at work, so today was the first time I've actually had time to play it. I haven't played all the discs. I've looked at all the discs, and they are very convincing, to be honest. So that's still got the shrink wrap on. So from what I can make out, this box is basically the same as what it would have been. Some of the fake ones I've seen, this has been very, very out of line, but that, to be fair, doesn't look too bad, does it? Like I've said, I knew what I was buying, so I sort of knew what to expect. Just excuse me one sec, just have a swig of coffee. So this is basically the CD version of the Beatles in mono. This is what we get. It's constructed, the box is constructed well. Now I've seen people moaning that a giveaway is as soon as you open it, they're not in chronological order. Mine were. Some have got flip backs and some haven't, apparently. These haven't got flip backs. I don't know if these are like later editions and the counterfeiters are getting better at the job, but it is very, very convincing. There is certain things that give it away. So on the presentation so far, it is okay. Yes, they are a little bit loose in the box. I think that one of the UK versions came with a little bit of foam there, didn't they? But the box is actually bigger than what the CDs are anyway, which is a bit strange. So we're going to look at the contents. I will go into detail, so I'm going to apologise if this goes on for a long time. So you get the booklet, which again actually does look really, really good. The only thing is it's not glued together very well. So this gives you background information on the albums, it gives you the original release dates, it tells you who produced it, who played, you know, it is actually quite good. There is some good photos in it as well. Now when I got mine, this was actually at the back. I mean, that's quite a rare photo, isn't it? This was actually at the back of the box where I thought it should have been, but apparently it's supposed to be at the front of the box. And although my CDs weren't in chronological order, they weren't far off. I was giving you track listing and things like that. The first CD that I actually played this morning was Rubber Soul. Now on the original, or the official box set, Rubber Soul, you get the mono mix and the stereo mix on the album. So if you put it in your CD player, or in my case a Blu-ray player, like which is what I listen to these on downstairs, it'd come up as 28 tracks, which it does. And the sound quality on that was absolutely fine. It's on par with any other official CDs I've got. That's what I'm going to say on that one. So we get the little booklet. Bear with 1 second. I'm just going to bring this a bit closer. So it's just I've got something to put things on. So the booklet is very well done. I can't compare it to what it's supposed to look like, but to me that does look very, very good. The only thing is it's not glued together very well. So I think after you've gone through it a few times it might drop to bits, but like I say, I knew what I was getting, so I can't criticise it too much for that. We're going to go through the CDs one by one, if that's okay with you. The first one is Please Please Me. These didn't come in outer sleeves, which I think the originals did. But then again, I've been looking at some of the Japanese box sets on eBay this morning, and they don't come with original outer sleeves. So it's all a bit confusing. I can understand why people might have thought they've been duped, but like I say, I knew what I was getting. I knew what I was ordering. So that is the cover. And like I say, these aren't in flip backs. These are just like standard cardboard sleeves. Very reminiscent of the like 1970s Beatles UK albums. But again, I have seen official copies of this that don't come in flip back sleeves either. So it can get quite confusing, can't it? Now to me, that doesn't look too bad. Yes, it's not as shiny or as glossy, but I don't think they've done too bad of a job on that. The only thing is you can't see the titles on the spine, which to be honest isn't the end of the world, is it? It really isn't the end of the world. If you've got the box set, you're going to be looking through it that way anyway, aren't you? Well, I'd have thought so. I'm just going to put my glasses on for a sec. The dreaded granddad glasses. Yeah, so if you look, you can see, I'd say that is a photocopy, to be honest. It's a good one. And because that is really, really small writing, I can't really see it anyway. But it does look very convincing. It did come in, which I think I'm going to have to try and get some more of these like inner sleeves, where the originals did come in this, but then you had like a replica of the old EMI sleeve, didn't you? But to be honest, this is actually really nice. So this is Please Please Me, and it is on the gold and black label. Now I've looked at quite a few of these today on eBay, and the original ones do go black all the way, right? Like this one does, but then the early counterfeit ones went so far, then it was clear, then black again, and then clear. So that is as close to a like official release as you can probably get. Looking at it, to me that does look okay. But like I said, I've always thought these fake box sets were made in China, but actually just there, I don't know if you're going to see it, you can see it clearer later, it does actually say made in Japan. I've seen other ones that are supposed to be official, which have got made in Japan at the bottom there, and then I've seen fake ones that have got made in Japan at the bottom, so it is very, very confusing. To me that looks okay. Because I haven't got the originals, I can't compare it to anything, but I'm quite happy with that. I think that actually looks quite good. Well, I think it looks very good, not quite good. I do actually think that looks nice. It does look very official. It does say, it has got a catalogue number, TCPR71041. So I presume that would mean it was made out to be pressed by Toshiba in Japan. Could be wrong. And it does say compact disc there as well, which the proper ones don't. But all in all, I'm very happy with that. Like I say, for something I'm only going to play every now and again, and to be honest, for what I've paid for it, it's just nice to have it as something to display. So that is the first one. Please me. I'm going to try and get some sealable outer sleeves for these, just to make them look a little bit better. But you know, it's not that bad, is it? I mean, if you saw that in a second-hand shop, or second-hand record shop, or CD shop, you'd probably think that was a legit version from somewhere around the world. You'd probably know it wasn't from England, but the box sets weren't printed in England anyway, were they? So, so that's the first one. Now we're going to look at with the Beatles. The thing that is very, very dark. It is more matte than glossy, but the parlophone is still like eligible, isn't it? You can read that there. It's slightly out of centre. It's just, you know, it slightly needs to be more that way. This one was that book was actually like that. So I think some of the ink from the book is actually on there. But, I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? Again, very, very faithful to the original sort of like liner notes and stuff. All of the ones now up to the White Album, or the Beatles White Album, are on yellow and black parlophone. So you get a couple that are on Apple later, and you get the Please Me, which is on gold and black, but the rest of them are on these yellow and black parlophone. Now that looks really, really nice, doesn't it? And I had to look twice at this one. I really did have to look twice. I did actually think this was a official CD. But then, looking at some of the stereo reissues from 2009, the only slight variation is on the stereo ones, that parlophone is a little bit lighter yellow. This is a little bit duller. But, you know, everything on there you can read. It's not smudged. So they've gone to, you know, they have tried to make a really, really good job of it. And the number on this is TOCP 71042, I think. But then there is another number underneath it. Again, really, really nice. Slightly duller than the stereo CDs, but I don't know if the mono CDs were the same as this or not. So, like I say, because I haven't got any of the mono CDs to compare it to, I am actually quite happy. When I showed this Susie Sue, she actually thought this was all official. She says, well, it all looks, you know, proper to me. And she does know quite a bit about the Beatles. She don't, you know, she's not a absolutely, you know, fanatic. This one does give it away again. This is A Hard Day's Night. The printing on here, you can't even read parlophone there. But having said that, I've got some 70s Hard Day's Night LPs. I think they're from Taiwan or somewhere like that, where you can't read the parlophone. So, like I say, it's not the end of the world. You know, if you're just getting them out every now and again, just to look at and just to play. Again, it's got print, you know, a bit of printing mark on the back there. So this is still on yellow and black, and this is TOCP 71043, and I don't know. I don't think it says something like made for EMI Japan or something there, but I don't think you're going to catch it. Again, it's not smudged. I think very convincing, isn't it? Yes, if you look hard enough, you're going to find things wrong with it. But if you know you're buying a fake, can you really moan? To be honest, I think I've done well, because for what I paid for this, I'd be lucky to get 2 Beatles CDs for what I paid for this. And that's including the post and packaging, which we'll get onto in a bit. Again, this is one where they've sort of like got their eye off the ball. Although on this, it is interesting because it says on the back, it says Hyde Park, London, autumn 1964, which I've never ever seen anywhere on the back of Beatles for sale. It says stereo there instead of mono. You can just about read the spine on that one if you look carefully. But you open it up and they haven't even bothered to put anything on that side, which again, I've seen some box sets that haven't got anything printed on there. So I know this is a fake. What's that one say? TOCP 71044. Again, really nice labels. They're convincing, aren't they? At the end of the day, they are convincing. Like I say, I haven't played every one. I've just played a few. These are rubbish though. I don't like these. Really do not like these. I know they sort of like doing a job, but I don't like them. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Help. Mono. Which they should be, shouldn't they? That actually is one of the best covers out of the lot, to be honest. I mean, if you look very closely, you can tell it's like a photocopy. But it's not. I'd say this isn't better. These are better done than the CDs that came out in the 1980s. The Beatles CDs that came out in the 1980s. That's all I'll say. They are better. They look better and everything. So, what's the number on this one? TOCP 71045. Songs from the film Help. That's very clear, isn't that? You can still apparently buy this box set on CD from big music stores, and I think the game price for it is around the £500 mark on CD. If you want it on vinyl or record, you'll be lucky to get it for under £1,000. I mean, I was looking at one today, and they wanted £1,900 something for it, and then you've got to pay for your own postage on that. You've got to get your own courier. This is Rubber Soul. This is one I've listened to. Again, very dark cover. But having said that, you know, in the 70s, when there was reissuing these, you know, the colours always went slight, because sometimes it looks really yellowy orange, doesn't it, the Rubber Soul bit? But I don't think that looks too bad, to be honest. And this is the one where it is, you've got the mono mix and the stereo mix on the same disc. So that only says 14 songs on there. There's actually 28. So you get the mono mix first, and then you get the stereo mix, which I think is the only album that does it on this, in this box set. And the original CD box set was the same. But to me, that looks perfect. TOCP 71046. And there's no spelling mistakes or anything like that, not that I can see anyway. But these inner sleeve things are horrible. They really are horrible. I remember getting some albums in the 70s that had these like banded things in, and I could never do them. I ended up chucking them away and buying just the paper ones. So that's Rubber Soul, and the sound quality on that, because that is one I've listened to all the way through, is actually amazing. And I can compare this because I've got the 2009 stereo reissue of this, and the stereo bit on this sounds every bit as good as that one. So, you know, yes, I know you get what you pay for, sort of thing, but I think in some ways some people have been a bit harsh on this. Yes, I know you shouldn't be buying fake box sets or anything, but if you know what you're buying and you're happy with it, you know, I don't think it's that bad. Next we've got Mono Mix of Revolver. Again, cover looks absolutely brilliant, doesn't it? That does actually look good. And it has got the mono in the top corner, look, just there. The back is the writing is very, very small, but it doesn't look too bad, to be honest. I think it's just slightly out of line because that should be a bit further over there, shouldn't it, I think. So this is TOCP 71047. Revolver text, man, 11 with me behind sleep. Yeah, so you know they have gone to some detail, haven't they, to make them look really, really nice. And I think if you was just a casual buyer or a casual Beatles fan, and you saw this in a second-hand record shop or an antique centre or a thrift store or whatever you call them in America, and this was priced up, and you had a quick glance and they says, oh, you can have it for $100, I think you'd bite the hand off, and you'd think you'd got a Japanese copy or something. It is very, very convincing. I mean, I've been collecting Beatles records for over 40 years. Okay, I don't have that many. Well, I say that I've got a box full of CDs which we've gone through before. Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Again, you have got this on the sleeve, but it's slightly ajar. And this is the thing. See, some of them will have a flip back sleeve there, but some of them haven't, and that's even the official one. So it is all very confusing. I mean, that's not too bad, is it? That is acceptable. Yes, that is a little bit dull compared to the 2009 stereo reissue of these, because these did come out in 2009, by the way. The vinyl box set version came out in 2014, I think. They've even gone to the trouble of making the card, doing the cutouts, but you don't get the psychedelic full sleeve, the red and white stripy sleeve, in other words, like you do with the official box set. Although if it's a Japanese box set, and it is a proper Japanese box set, I don't think you get that with that either. And I watched one where somebody got a fake version of this, and Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band was actually across here, so you couldn't really see it. But this is how the proper ones look. TOCP 71048. Like I say, you know, whoever's done these have really made a really, really good job on certain bits of it. The constructions of the sleeves isn't that brilliant, to be honest, but I have seen worse. The labels are absolutely lovely. The sound quality on the ones I've played so far, okay, but it's like that, doesn't shut properly. Look, doesn't shut properly. It's just little things like that that give it away. Even if you can get that You know, I can go like that and then it's still got to open up. But then again, if it's in the box, it doesn't matter, does it? I think, yeah, that's nice. They're all nice. They all look okay. Don't get me wrong. This is a good one as well. Magical Mystery Tour. Again, it is on the spine this time. Some of them it's round here. The only thing is, it looks like it's been cut off there. Which again, because I haven't got the proper mono box, I don't know if it is like that on the proper ones or not. It's gatefold. And to be honest, this is better than the 1987 version that I've got, that was on Parlophone, which was the UK version. This actually looks a hell of a lot better than that. They've even gone to the trouble of making the booklet. Again, I think if you looked at it more than half a dozen times, the pages might come out, but having said that, the pages fall apart on the original LPs, don't they? So I think that is actually really, really nice how they've done that. Like I say, on par with the stereo versions from 1987 that came out, well, in the 80s, that is a hell of a lot better than the ones that came out in the dual cases and things like that. So I don't think you got the book with the one in the dual case, did you? And this time it's on Capital Disc, not Parlophone, because obviously this was originally an American LP, not a British LP, wasn't it? TOC P71049. That's actually quite nice. See what I mean? The look, they do actually look really convincing, don't they? Apart from these. Again, just doesn't quite close properly. But are we bothered? Not really, are we? Now we get to the White Album. You can tell this one is fake from about a mile away. Nothing on the front, where on the official box set of this, you've got the Beatles embos there. They're not numbered though. You've got absolutely nothing on the spine, and you've got nothing on the back. Alright. But then when you open it up, yeah, I've got all that in it, so it does look okay. And you get your goodies, which come out the top. So you get the two-sided poster in miniature. And then you get all the words on the back like it did on the original LPs. So that's nice. You get photos. George Harrison, Ringo Starr, Paul McCartney and John Lennon. Now these are paper thin. So I don't know if there's like on card on the official release. But I mean, this is what I can't understand. They've gone to all this trouble to, like, you know, the ones that add extras in it, you get an extras. The biggest mistake on this one for me is the labels are wrong. Disc 2, CD 2, that one is actually disc 1. And disc 1, or CD 1, is actually CD 2. Not that it matters. You've got to flip them over, haven't you? So all the songs are correct, they've just got the wrong labels on them. So if this was a vinyl LP, it'd be worth thousands, wouldn't it? Manufactured by EMI Music Japan. That's what it says there. just there. Don't know if you're going to be able to see that. So they've tried to make it look like a Japanese press, haven't they? But we think these come from China, don't we? This is COCP 71051. So that'll be 71050, won't it? But remember, that is actually disc 1, although it says disc 2 on it, that's disc 1. So that's got your Dear Prudence and Back in the USSR and everything on it. And then, although this says CD1, that is actually CD2. Again, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it there. Manufactured by EMI Music Japan. And Japan something else on, but there. The other criticism that some people have said is that these discs aren't actually mono. They've been ripped from stereos. I can assure you that is mono. I've got that many copies of the White Album in mono. I know what to listen for, like on Helter Skelter, where Paul laughs at a certain point. You don't get that I've got blisters on my fingers either on this. Is it Helter Skelter and things like that's on Helter Skelter? Was it in the Yard Blues? Can't remember now. And there's slight differences on Don't Pass Me By and things like that, which I'm sure you all know if you're Beatles fans anyway. But again, the sound quality on that, although they put the wrong labels on them, is amazing. I have got a bootleg copy of the White Album on mono, which is supposedly a Capital promo, which doesn't sound anywhere as nice as this. As I'm saying, you know, if you've just brought them to listen to every now and again, you're not going to be disappointed, to be honest. Again, see, that doesn't close properly. It's just like little things like that. They've gone to all the trouble of giving you all the extras, like the post and everything, but then they can't line that up. And I think the proper one is glued in the centre, which I don't know if I'd be able to do that or not on that. Might be able to, but then again, it still don't go up right, does it? But like I say, sound quality is built. Oh, well, on about sound quality, when I was listening to Rubber Soul, the sound quality is that good on that. When I was listening to the mono bits of it, because obviously you get the 14 mono tracks first and then you get 14 stereo tracks on it, although it's in the mono box. I had a cowbell in one song, which I didn't even know was in it. That's how clear it was. Okay, yes, I've got a expensive Blu-ray player downstairs, which I played these on. It might not sound quite as good on the CD player. Then we get mono masters, which is basically past masters 1 and 2, because the first disc is virtually past masters 1, because originally when past masters came out it was 2 separate volumes. But you don't get Yellow Submarine in here, but you do get the 4 newer songs off Yellow Submarine on here. So you get Only a Northern Song, All Together Now, Hey Bulldog, and It's All Too Much. You've got Love Me Do original single version, you've got From Me to You, Thank You Girl, She Loves You, I'll Get You, I Want to Hold Your Hand, This Boy, the German language versions of I Want to Hold Your Hand and She Loves You, which I'm not even going to attempt to say because I'll cock it up. You've got Long Tall Sally, I Call Your Name, Slow Down, Matchbox, I Feel Fine, She's One, Bad Boy, Yes It Is and I'm Down. So that's disc 1. Disc 2, you've got Day Tripper, We Can Work It Out, Paperback Writer, Rain, Lady Madonna, The Inner Light, Hey Jude, Revolution, Only a Northern Song, All Together Now, Hey Bulldog, It's All Too Much, Get Back with Billy Preston, Don't Let Me Down with Billy Preston, Across the Universe, and You Know My Name, Look Up the Number. Now to me, although that is slightly blurry, that does actually look quite legitimate. I know, don't get me wrong, I do know it's a fake, but it does actually look quite good. there. You can sort of tell that's photocopied if you look at it carefully. Gatefold sleeve, which is exactly the same as it should be. Don't get no goodies with this though, but you do get 2 CDs. TOCP 71052, and just says Mono Masters Disc 1, which is on Parlophone. And then you get Mono Masters Disc 2, which is TOCP 71053. Mono Masters Disc 2, the Beatles. I've played this disc as well. Again, the sound quality is on par with the 2009 reissue of the Past Masters. That's the only thing I compare it to. So overall, I am happy with this. As I've said before, I'm not justifying it. You know, a fake is a fake, and as long as you know it's a fake when you're buying it, I can't really see the problem with it, because everybody likes a bargain, don't they? I mean, that you try and get that on LP, it comes on 3 LPs, and you're talking best part 200 quid for that. Again, they've done a nice thing with the spine. So when I'm like showing you these and reviewing these, I'm not endorsing them in any way, shape or form. I'm just showing you, if you're on a budget, what you can get. See, that's how they come. So some of the spines you can read, some of them you can't, and they're a bit wobbly in the box set. But I think the official box sets are very much like that anyway. As I've said before, I can't justify paying £500 for a CD box set. Certainly can't justify paying over £1,000 for the vinyl version of this, although I do still want that at some point. So I was thinking, well, I'm not bother getting it, but then I'm thinking, well, let's have a look, and I found this on eBay. The seller had got really good feedback and everything. Bear in mind it was sealed, so it was classed as brand new. He didn't say it was a original UK copy or anything. He just put Beatles box set in mono and then what he wanted for it. I think I paid £35 for this with post and packaging. £35. Right, if you go into your local music retail store, that would probably cost you best part of 20 quid for the original one, the official one. Sergeant Pepper's and stuff like that, you know, there's no way I can criticise this for what I've paid for it. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It looks okay to me. It looks okay. I know what it is. That's what I'm saying. I know what it is, so I can't say I'm disappointed with it. Quite the opposite. I'm absolutely amazed at how good that sounds. Yes, there is certain things which they could have done better, but for £35, I mean, even if that just sits up there, it's a prop, if nothing else, for £35. And the thing is, if you go out and pay, I don't know, £350 or up to £500, maybe even more, for the official version of this, are you ever going to play it? Because I think I'd be scared of playing the CDs if they was worth that much, or going to be paying that much for them. With that, it don't matter, does it? It doesn't matter whether I play that a handful of times or thousands and thousands of times, does it? You know, it's a fake Beatles in mono box set, and I will say again, it is fake, but it is convincing, and I haven't got a problem with it because I know what it was when I bought it. I suppose if I'd have like paid £150 for that and then it come, I'd have been disappointed. But if things usually sound too good to be true, they are. if you're paying £35 for a Beatles box set that should be anywhere between £300 and £500, and then you realise it's a fake, who have you got to blame apart from yourself? Or is that just me? You know, I've got no problem with it. I'm happy to have that in my collection. I know it's not official. I can't afford an official one. The price was right. I'm happy with it. So that's all that matters. But it's up to you lot out there. I know the purists will say, well, you shouldn't be buying things like that, Dave. At the end of the day, it's my money. It's my money, and I will buy whatever I want. I don't mean that horrible, but what's the difference going to? What will the difference be between this and the official one? Because from what I can make out, the sound quality on this, I'd be very, very surprised if it was any better than this. Probably is slightly. Yes, the covers might be a little bit better and things like that. But is it worth the difference? I don't think it is. For something I probably won't be playing that much. But I'll probably play it more than what I would if I'd paid £500 for it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Anyway, I hope that's been entertaining for you. I'm very, very sorry that it's gone on for so long. I thought, oh, 20-minute video. Do you ever get 20-minute videos from me? Anyway, thank you to everybody that is subscribing, leaving comments and liking my videos. I have had quite a few people comment on some of the things that I've been showing, and they've been like saying about this counterfeit stuff and things like that. It's nice that somebody's actually showing it for two reasons. One, so people know what it's like, and the other reason is it's like this. If you don't do your research, you can get caught out big time, couldn't you? Because you could be paying a couple of £100 for this when it's not the genuine thing. It is a fake. £35. I've got no qualms with that. Would I pay more than £35 for it? Yeah, probably. Would I pay £100 for it? No, I wouldn't. Would I pay £50 for it? Probably. I probably would say that. You know, that I'd pay £20 to £50 for it. Like I say, I got it for 35, but that was with the post and packaging, and I did know what I was getting. But this is what I'm trying to say. If something, you know, the seller wasn't trying to pull a fast one. I think he didn't say it was an official release. Today I have been on eBay and looking at some of them that are on there, and they are saying the official releases look identical to that. So buyer beware, as we say in the UK. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Like I say, I hope you all enjoyed it. Whatever you're doing, because it's Sunday in the UK at the minute, well, depending on what time it is where you are, just stay safe. Remember, Beatles Dave loves you all. Stay tuned, because there's plenty more things coming up. I have got some more records coming. I've got another CD box set to show you that came in the week as well, which is actually quite interesting. And that is a legitimate box set, before people start saying, well, you can't just be showing fakes and counterfeits. Although some people like me showing fakes and counterfeits. Anyway, until the next time, it's Beatles Dave, your friendly neighbourhood record collector, wishing you all peace, love and happiness. But until the next time, just remember, Beatles Dave loves you. Cheers, everybody.